Hey everybody, it's Arcanum Order, and today we're doing story time with Hannah. And Hannah is my best friend of like almost 15 years. If you don't know who Hannah is, it's the person I was on chat roulette with when we found Andrew WK. Oh god. We did a bunch of other videos together in the past. I don't think they're on my thing anymore, but I will like put them somewhere just so you can remember Hannah. But hello. So we're doing story time. It's not like one story time. We're doing like a bunch of random fucking stories of like everything we've done in the past 15 years, and it's fucking crazy because we have so many. There was a couple that we couldn't do because it would make us look like assholes. Oh god. So we're doing like the more safe ones for YouTube. This is like a really weird setup because we're like, there's like no room over here and you can kind of see the shit in the background. Okay, so the first one, we'll call him, what's a douchebag name? Mike.
Okay. So, a long time ago, I met this guy, and we'll call him Mike. I ended up being in a relationship with him, and he was just a really awful guy. He really manipulated me and stuff, but as time progressed, I kind of realized what a douchebag he was.
And kind of like the cliche emo-looking dude.
Oh god, he's
with
so
longish, greasy hair.
No, he has like really long, greasy, nasty hair now. And it's like
even worse.
And like I used to go over to his house all the time, and I'd watch him, well, not watch him shower, but like but like within an hour his hair was an oil slick again. I don't know if he just ran water over his hair and called it a day or what, but one time we were at Kings Island.
Kings Island is an amusement park. It's like baby Cedar Point. It's really small, but it's still really cool. It's in Cincinnati. We go on Eiffel Tower. It's like a third scale of the actual like Eiffel Tower, so it's still pretty big, but not as big.
You can see the whole park though.
So we're like on the Eiffel Tower with the intent to look for Mike.
Well, he's hanging out with like a bunch of other girls, and me being like 15 at the time, I was jealous, of course, because, you know, he never really wanted to be with me. So we were looking around for him, and we even like, did we use the binoculars?
Yeah, we like paid the 75 fucking cents to use the binoculars. We were like, you know what we need to look for is the grease.
Yeah, we're like, if we see the shine in the distance, it's his hair.
So we were like looking for the grease, and we never found him, surprisingly, because there wasn't even a lot of people there.
Yeah, well, he probably was back on like one of the really deep rides, but still.
That was one of our many Kings Island shenanigans, was looking for the grease. And another one we have is, we used to wear cosplay wigs to Kings Island a lot. We just did it for fun. We didn't really have like a particular reason to wear cosplay wigs to Kings Island. We just did it because we wanted to.
They were always like the crazy cool ones.
Yeah, we always just thought we looked really cool. Like she had one from Penny and Stocking that was stocking. It was like blue and pink. And then I had like my blonde one, and then sometimes I would wear my black one for Chevelle. This one day, there was like these fucking, they looked a little younger than us.
I was probably about 14, 15, and they were like 12. It was like a group of like young kids.
Because I was like 16 or 17.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're getting off the beast or something. These kids were like, they were obviously making fun of us for wearing wigs.
Yeah, we were in line because they were taking pictures of us while we were in line.
Like, and they weren't discreet about it either. Like,
yeah, they were just laughing at us and taking pictures, and like, usually we didn't really mind if people asked us, because then that would be an all good fun.
Yeah.
But they were being mean about it. Like, you could hear them like saying mean things.
So what happened was, when we see them take another picture, Hannah whips her head around and she's like, I have cancer.
I just want them to feel bad, and like,
and you can see like their blood run cold.
They just went blank because they followed us to a food place, and that's when I did that. And like, cause who follows somebody to make fun of them for
wearing a wig? And it's like any other fucking person wearing a wig. It's like, it's an accessory. Like, I don't get the stigma of wearing wigs.
Yeah, so
so she tells them that we have cancer, and they're all like, they feel bad, obviously.
Yeah, like their faces are just like,
we're going to hell.
At the time, I didn't feel bad for saying it, but oh my god.
So this next one is the microwave light.
My dad hooked up a microwave like above the stove, because before that it was just on the counter. He didn't connect something right, so anytime he turned on the microwave, the lights would dim. And one time Aaron was over, and I was like, you want to see a cool trick? And I did that, and he was like,
why does that happen? Like literally anytime you turn it on, it like goes beep, and then the lights just like dim. It's weird, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like when you turn on the vacuum and the lights kind of flicker. It's kind of like that. So that one's like a stupid one. One of our first memories of when she was like 5 and I was like 8. You know, like the kitchen islands, like the little counter in the middle of the kitchen. She's like, you want to hear a really good song? And like she like gets her little boom box and opens it. Yep, it's in there. And then she like turns it on. It's the fucking hamster dance. So we're sliding around our butts to the hamster dance around this fucking island for like 20 minutes.
we had fun, okay?
It was was a weirdly long time that we did that though.
Yeah, like
We were doing that for a while. We kept rewinding the song. The square!
no. Well, when I was younger, we lived down the street from each other. He would come over almost every weekend to have a sleepover. One night, we slept on the floor because we liked to make forts.
With the Popeye on the mattress that looked like he was shoving a wiener down
Oh my
his
god,
throat.
I don't even know where I got that. Okay.
Mommy.
Actually laying in bed
Yeah,
because
we were on the bed.
we were too scared to get up because there was a glowing square on the ceiling and it wasn't like connected to the door as if it would be a light from the outside.
It almost looked like it was like, you know, like when you have a really bright charger, the light gets on the ceiling, or like when the light's coming out from the door, but we couldn't find light coming from anywhere.
Like we bravely got up and went to the family room across from my room to check and see if I left the computer on or if there was anything. There was nothing. There was nothing that could have been coming through that door.
Literally everything was pitch black except there was like this glowing square, and it was almost like the color of that foam that's back there, that greenish color, and it was like really faint, and it was maybe like 12 by 12 inches. It wasn't very big, but it was just a square on the ceiling, and we never were able to figure out where it was coming from.
We hid under the covers until we fell asleep that night.
Yeah, and it was like a recurring thing. Like sometimes it was there, sometimes it wasn't.
There was nothing that could have been in my room for it to make that light. My TV light was orange and I had a little cover over top of it.
Yeah.
So
and it's like back then we didn't have phones. Like we didn't have phone chargers or anything. Even like the power strip had a red light. Like there was nothing to make that fucking light.
Yeah, and there was and it just wasn't connected to
And
anything.
it was inconsistent too. Like it wasn't like it was always happening like, you know, like a normal light would. No, it was just like any other. It was like happened through at random times of the night. It was always around like, I know it sounds like really cliche, but it was always around like 3 a.m. and shit like that. Because we would wake up like randomly around 3 a.m. for some fucking reason.
I always did that at the house.
It was weird. It was really fucking weird. Something wasn't right with her house. Oh my god, Mulan in the pillow.
Oh my god.
So when I went to Florida, I think I just graduated. It's like 2012-ish. And we went to Florida over the summer, and my mom wanted me to bring a friend, so I brought Hannah. And the whole trip we were singing Mulan for like no fucking reason.
We didn't even watch the movie beforehand.
Yeah.
We just like every time we go from the room to the elevator and back, we would just be singing Mulan.
Especially Be a Man. And we would just, every time we got into the elevator, is Be a Man. No reason. And another thing that happened on that trip was we threw the fucking pillow out the window.
The couch pillow, because the couch converted to a bed. So
the bed. No. But yeah, like the couch converted into a bed. She tossed the fucking pillow out the window.
I don't know why.
We just thought it was the greatest thing ever. And then like the bed, like every time we sat too far back on it, it would like do the thing where it would go.
It would happen so slowly that you didn't realize that it was happening until you were like crushed
She was
into
like,
it.
the bed. That whole trip we were ripping ass too.
Like I was too scared to poop while your parents were there.
Yeah.
So I was like, they're gonna judge me.
Oh, that was also when we did our makeup, kind of like anime looking, and that girl was like saying that we were trying to be like the Anastasia girl. I don't know her name, but it's Anastasia or something. People were like saying that I was trying to be like her and do like the doll eye makeup. And we kept like making jokes to each other that whole weekend. Hey, we're gonna mess up our doll eyes. We were being petty as fuck. Somebody on Facebook was saying that to me, and I'm like, bitch! The Jason books, oh my god. When I was about 12 or 13, I was a massive, incense please, massive edgelord in junior high. And I was going through my emo phase, basically, my like rebellious phase. I would dress like really grungy, like I wore Nirvana shirts and ripped pants with the like pajamas underneath. And that's when I was obsessed with this book called Johnny the Homicidal Maniac. You never heard of it? It's made by the same guy that makes Invader Zim. And it's a really gory book. I definitely shouldn't have been reading it at that age. It looks like this. It's just like this fucking comic book. It's like really bad. There's like cuss words like all over this fucking book. But it's made by the guy that made Invader Zim, and it's actually a really good book. But it's definitely not something I should have been reading when I was 12 or 13. But anyway, I got obsessed with this book. It's to the point that I made my own spin-off called Jason the Creepy Guy. Me and her like basically helped write it. I like drew it, but we both came up with the ideas, and it was so bad that we actually got in trouble for it.
Yeah, I was under 10 probably when we started
Like
writing.
9.
Yeah, I was just a little kid, and I understood everything, obviously. But like, we'd have to hide these books and like my stuffed animals. Like I'd bring out, there was this thing that my parents got me. It was like 2 dogs in a little bag. Well, I'd put the books under the dogs and pretend like I was gonna play pretend with my dogs.
I gotta go get the dogs. But these books were so bad. They had cuss words, every other word, and it had like no real plot. It was literally a ripoff of Johnny the Homicidal Maniac. It was totally a ripoff of it. It got real deep. It was actually pretty clever for my age. I won't lie.
Remember when, like in the first one, you put me in there as his girlfriend and like he killed me? But then in like the fourth book, we had to go back and like change the name to Hanad so that you could put me back in the book for like the fourth book. We were married and we had a kid.
Yeah.
And it was such a dramatic, when you had him kill me, it was so dramatic. And we were like so proud of that moment. But when you had to put me back in there again because I had a crush on him.
It's like, shit, we gotta change the name. Put a D at the end.
Hanad.
We were fucking stupid. Like, we didn't want to cross out the whole name and make it look like we changed it. So we just wrote D at the end because this was written in like a fucking notebook. Like, she was dating Jason and I think I was dating Johnny. And like at the end of the book, Johnny and Jason fall in love and they are gay for each other. And me and Hannah are like, what do we do? I think we like went to the club or something. We were like, fuck this. But we made like dolls of Jason and he had nipples.
They were just two pink nuts.
Yeah, it was fucking weird. They were these shitty dolls that I made out of like broadcloth cotton and Sharpie, and it was so fucking shitty. And she took them everywhere. It was fucking hilarious. I remember we were like playing with these dolls and he got hit in the nuts and she goes, hold it in, suck it up, hold it in. So many jokes. Because there was a little kid character that was obviously a ripoff of Squee in Johnny the Homicidal Maniac that we had in Jason the Creepy Guy. And he had to spend the night at Jason's house. He was trying to find the bed in the dark and he couldn't. And he's like, finally finds a surface. He's like, he thinks it feels like a bed, but when he wakes up in the morning, he's like, oh, come on, it's just a table. We thought that was the funniest shit.
Oh my god. I thought it was really funny when you called it Taco Hell because I was just a kid.
Yeah.
Remember? In like the second book, he's like grown up. You called it Taco Hell. I thought that was so clever. I thought I'd get in trouble if my parents read that page.
I don't know what they read, but I know they saw some of it.
Oh yeah, because I got in trouble for it.
Because they like threatened to call my parents and like we couldn't see each other for like a week.
Yeah, it was like a week. I think they just finally got over it. I was pretty smart for a kid, so it wasn't like I was going around and like telling people, hey, you want to hear these books me and my friend made about killing people?
We mostly just kept them between us, so like it wasn't a big deal. Like I don't think anybody else ever saw the light of day in these books. Like I think I ended up giving them to her because I didn't want my mom to find them. I obviously went to her house almost every fucking weekend and we would always like drink root beer because that was what her parents bought a lot. We would naturally spill root beer almost every time I came over. Like I don't know why. It was weird if we didn't spill something.
I always had a bunch of crap in the family room, which is where we would hang out. So there really wasn't a lot of room to be moving around. That's probably why we spilled it so much because
we had it on the floor.
Yeah, it would be on the floor because that's where we'd be sitting, and then you had to step in certain spots to not step on my other crap.
We would just knock over cans of root beer almost every night. She doesn't live in that house anymore, obviously. It got put up for sale. And I was actually like got a little curious one day. I was looking up my old house that I lived in up the street, and it actually brought up pictures of her old house. And I was looking, I'm like, that looks really familiar, and I click on it, I click on the picture, and it's that fucking family room, and you can see
all the stains on the floor. I don't think it's anything else but root beer. Like I can't think of anything else it could be because they're just dark brown stains and white carpet.
Like they didn't even try to get the root beer stains out. We're kind of like at the point where it's like, let's just go there and ask for the house back. We can be like, look, those are our stains.
Yeah, like I marked my territory. Those are my stains. That's my square on the ceiling.
Because we miss that house so much. That was such a good house.
It was.
That's for babies. Oh my god.
What should his name be?
Eugene.
Okay, that works. When I was in like 7th or 8th grade, I had a crush on this guy. It really wasn't anything big or anything. It was just like, I liked him, whatever. I never really did anything about it. I never talked to him because he ended up dating one of my friends. One day he like messages me because I was friends with this one kid who is very outwardly gay. He messages me, he's like, hey, is your friend whatever, is he single? And I'm like, yeah, do you want me to talk to him for you? He's like, yeah, that'd be awesome. So whatever, I don't think I actually did. Later on he's like, you know what, actually, you know, I'm bi and I think you're really cute. I'm like, oh, you're gonna hit on my friend and then hit on me, okay. Well, this is like the first guy ever from school that like made an effort to talk to me, I guess. So I was like, oh, okay, well, this'll work. So we're texting for a few days and, you know, he had invited me to go out, but I was like a freshman in high school or a sophomore or something, so it wasn't really, I didn't have my license, it wasn't really easy for me to go out. Well, I never went out with him, and that's because One night I was over at Aaron's house, and Aaron knows his older sister. They went to school together.
But we were at my house and we were picking out a DVD to watch or something because I think we're like going somewhere the next day.
And he's texting me and he tells me the god-awful thing. And you know, I'm not one to judge people's fetishes, but when I'm 15 years old and a boy texts me, I have something really, really secretive that I do, and I'm like, oh, it can't be that bad. You know, what could it be? Like, he likes feet? Like, that was like the most extreme for me at that time. I'm like, okay.
You did not know.
No.
You weren't prepared.
I was not prepared. He was like, no, I like to poop in diapers. I turned and looked at Aaron and I was like, you know, so-and-so's little brother, yeah, he likes to poop in diapers. And he very seriously, he picks the movie and he puts it down and he turns to me slowly and is like, Hannah, that's for babies. And I was like,
I was just like, that's for babies.
I talked to him for a few days after that because I felt really bad.
And it's like you didn't want to make it obvious you were freaked out.
Yeah, because I didn't want to hurt his feelings because he went through all that stuff with his dad passing away.
And it's like everybody has their stuff that they get off to. And
Yeah,
it's just like you can't really
I wasn't gonna judge him. Like, the only person I really told was you.
But at the same time, it's just one of those things. It's like, why did you tell me that?
Yeah, and it's like we'd only been talking for a few days. That's something like, let's date for a year, and then you'd be like, hey.
I take that shit in diapers.
But he invited me to go to ice cream like a day or two after that, and he's like, I really want you to change me in the bathroom. I'm like, please don't talk to me ever. Well, I didn't say that, but I was like, I had tears in my eyes.
You never told me that.
I didn't. Oh my god. He wanted me to go to double dip with him. And he's like, I want you to change me in the bathroom. I'm like, I will never look at ice cream the same way.
And it sucks because she's having a baby soon.
I know. Hey, a baby needs it, damn it.
Not a grown ass man.
Oh my god, I'm still friends with him on Facebook. Eugene, I'm so sorry.
If he's watching this, he's gonna be like, I know that's about me. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. We didn't say your real name because we want to protect your identity, but that still is a funny story. Fuck
Yeah.
you. That's almost as funny as somebody falling on the ice. Like, fuck you, that's funny.
I was 15 and you told me that. Like, I'm pretty scarred for life, dude.
So this next one is us drinking and sharing a cigarette.
Okay, I'm sorry, Mom, for one, because I know you're probably gonna watch this because I'm gonna post this, but
I was also a minor as well. I think I was like 17. So
Oh,
sorry,
yeah.
Mom. So we go over to her house to play Halo Reach like usual. We're like, you know what? Let's try some alcohol.
yeah, well, because like all my friends were like in that stage where they're drinking and smoking pot and stuff.
And I was super sheltered. I wasn't allowed to do anything fun.
Yeah,
So,
and I never hung out with anybody who like partied, but like everybody I knew at school was like partying and stuff.
Yep. And I was a
So-
senior in high school too, so I was like, I really want to get drunk.
Right.
So we go to her kitchen and we get like maybe a shot. Maybe.
Yeah, not even.
And it was something completely diluted. It wasn't anything like 40 proof or anything crazy. It was
I don't even remember what
maybe
it was.
it was like 12. It was something really small, like something
Yeah.
you would have to have a lot of to get drunk. And we mixed it too with like juice.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I saw my parents doing that, so I thought that's what you had to do.
We had like this teensy tiny
It
bit
was
of
probably
alcohol.
like rum or tequila or something from the spinny thing.
It was something dumb. So we
Yeah.
go up there and we're drinking it and we're like, oh my god, my head is so swimmy.
We thought we were drunk.
And I think it was the same night or a different night. We go into your garage and we take one of your mom's cigarettes. You were like, do you want to? And I'm like, yes.
Yeah, I was the one who pressured him a little bit. Well, I grew up, my parents smoked, and I just wanted to know, like, what the big fucking deal was. My brother got in trouble growing up for smoking.
So we're like in the garage, we light this cigarette, and we're not even taking big hits. We're going like...
I don't even think we were inhaling. I think it was just like sticking it in our mouth and like letting it like burn.
And we like finished this cigarette just barely. And she looks at me, she's like, wow, that felt so right.
I was so young.
We were fucking stupid. We didn't know anything. But sorry.
Yeah, sorry, Mom. I was the bad influence.
So this next one, and this is probably gonna be the last one because I don't know how long this video is gonna be, but this is our Fallout shenanigans. I got her into Fallout because I got Fallout and I was really obsessed with it. And whenever I became obsessed with something, the first person I would tell was Hannah.
Yeah, he's inspired me to be a lot of who I am today just because we hung out a lot and gaming and cosplay was like a big part of his life, so automatically it was mine.
So she eventually got the game. She tells me one day, you want to know what I did to Wadsworth, the little robot butler in Fallout 3?
I killed him and stuffed him behind the door in the bedroom.
So whenever she opened the door, it would hit his legs.
And his legs would freak out. was so mad because he like, I forget what I did. I probably stole something, but he was pissed. Now he has to die because he's gonna kill me. He's one of the robots, so I killed him.
So that pretty much wraps up the video. I hope that was entertaining at least a little. I'm sorry I've been like not active. I've been so fucking busy because of work, and I also suck with consistency, so here it is. I don't know when this is gonna be uploaded, but here it is. Like a year later. Hey! I promise my Nick Valentine tutorial part 2 will be up sometime soon. I've just been slacking like usual because of work. Work's been hard this time of year because of the holidays, and I'm also saving for moving, but I also just bought my plane ticket, so everything is official. So that's happening, and I don't know when me and this one are gonna see each other again, but hopefully sometime soon before I leave.
And before I have this godforsaken child.
And if not, she might visit me in California, because we'll have more shenanigans, because we're best friends for life. For life. Thank you so much. I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you like what you see, give this video a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it, because we got ready for this. I don't know if you can tell, but our makeup is like really hey. I also do other story times. I do convention videos if you're new here. I'll see you guys later. Bye.